Anne is a Spurs fan. Hello.
Hi there, morning.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on. What do you want to say about Luke Littler?
Well, I was just watching, obviously, on TV, and I saw about how he was booed. I didn't actually get to watch last night's match. I was out. However, I was just saying, I have come into darts in like the last 3-4 years, and I'm absolutely loving it. And I think that Littler brings such an exciting element to the game of darts, and has, you know, he's someone to aspire to. I know loads of young kids, I'm actually a teacher, who are now getting into darts and like wanting to really practice and do it. So why are people trying to have a go at him? I didn't even realise the Germans had like an issue with him. I don't understand why people want to bring him down.
Do you think that a bit of it is to do with what Alex said about the fact that we like an underdog and he is winning constantly and he's almost impossible to beat? Or do you think actually it's just the atmosphere around the darts is a little bit banterish, it's a bit of back and forth, and that's just what's going to happen?
Well, I mean, I'm not being funny. You've just got to listen to Luke Humphries, haven't you? He said that he wants to up his game to be able to compete with Littler. And it's good for people like those amazing darts players to be able to have someone to really fight against. You know, I think Luke Littler brings he's just got such class when he plays. And I just think last night when he said that about, oh yeah, you pay my money, whatever, he's going to say that because, you know, he feels like, well, where's the support? You know, he's in
18.
UK, not in Germany. Why is he being booed?
Yeah, it wasn't a great choice of words for me, but I mean, he must have said 4 times he wasn't bothered, which is a clear indication that he was bothered and maybe slightly taken aback by it, because he has been, certainly in this country, the darling of the darting world for a few years now. It'll be very interesting what happens next time he steps on the oche, and I hope...
I don't want this to be a thing. I don't want this to be a thing.
Exactly.
I don't want people to be, you know, making him feel bad, making him, you know, like other crowds, like joining in with it. If the German crowds don't like him, you know, go away. Don't watch him.
Anne, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Cheers for your call. Anne, a darts fan, giving us a call, 03717223344 if you'd like to do the same. Liam says, if we saw 5,000 people collectively booing one person on their own and he crumbled, we'd call it bullying. So why, when that one person stands up against the thousands, do we get on his back and call him arrogant? Good on him for standing up for himself, says Liam. The people at the darts are now not darts fans. They're just drinkers there for a day on the booze, like the modern horse racing fan and boxing. None of them appreciate the skill or art on display, says one texter. Is that partly true, do you think? Or do you think that...
Yeah, I think it's become a drinking event, hasn't it? But again, that is part of the allure. That's why Sky have pumped so much money into it. The prize money is bigger than ever. I think they've done a brilliant job. The PDC creating that carnival atmosphere. People turn up in fancy dress.
Captivating. It is captivating.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what you were doing on Saturday night, where you were. I think it was Saturday night. I can't actually remember where it was. I think Stephen Bunting was playing Stephen Hurrell. I was sitting watching the last few sets of that game, or the last few legs of that game, and we could not turn it off. All of us sitting on the sofa, putting it on just because we'd finished something else, and then that captivated everybody, not just me, the whole family.
And the atmosphere is a massive part of it. Can you imagine if that was being played in a silent auditorium? It wouldn't be anywhere near the spectacle it is now.
Lewis is on the phone. Hello, mate.
How we doing, boys?
Yeah, we're good. Thank you very much. Lewis is a big Manchester United fan. Are you worried about Wolves tonight like Crookmeister, or are you going to be very confident?
Well, I want to touch on United first, then quickly on Littler, if I can. I'm like Crookie. I am worried. Any game nowadays, home or away, doesn't matter who it is, we could lose or draw. So I am worried about it.
You'll be all right. You'll be fine. Stop worrying about it. Tell me about Luke Littler. What do you think?
Listen, I want to just quickly say to Crookie, I know you seem a lot more pleased than I am, to be honest. I still think we've dropped too many points. Silly games like Everton, West Ham, Bournemouth. You know, we've got to be winning these games if we really want to get in the top 4. Too many drop points because we've got harder games coming up in January, February. So I'm still not sure on Amorim, Alex, and the team, the tactics. Too many goals conceded. No, I'm still disappointed with Amorim and Ineos in their 2-year anniversary. But we'll see how we get on. We might get top 6, top 7, maybe. I thought mid-table, but we'll probably finish a bit higher than that. But look, on Littler, listen, he's been amazing the last 2 years. Unbelievable what he's won. He's the man to beat. It's only really Humphries who's sort of given him any sort of challenge in the last couple of years. but he's going to dominate for probably 20 to 30 years. But I didn't like that last night, that choice of words. Whenever anyone talks about money, that for me is a big turn-off. I know he's a young lad, but he didn't need to say, keep booing, you're paying my prize money, you lot buying your tickets.
Yeah, but he'll learn, won't he? He'll learn. He's only 18 years of age.
I know he was pumped up and he didn't like the crowd booing. He's going to have to get used to it. We saw, prime Phil Taylor days, he got booed by the crowd.
He did, yeah.
Van Gerwen as well. When he was in prime peak, he got booed. This is what happens. The crowd like the underdog, i.e. Rob Cross. And don't forget, Rob Cross is from Essex, London area. So, a lot of the crowd in there were going to cheer on Rob Cross, He's going to have to accept it. It's going to happen, and he has to deal with it. He said he wasn't bothered after. Of course he was bothered. That reaction when he got the winning double, that reaction was for the crowd. That was to say, yeah, come and then give me the booing that I've still won. He was sort of having to go back at the crowd, which is fair enough. But he was bothered.
Of course he was. You were going to be bothered at the World Darts Championship, whatever happens, aren't you? Lewis, thank you very much for your call. Appreciate it. 03717223344. Alan, hello.
How we doing? You all right there?
Yeah, we're good, mate. What do you want to say?
Yeah, just about a little situation. I'm not sure if anyone knows, but last night there were a lot of Germans within the crowd, hence why he got a bit of stick because of what he said about playing in Germany, and he doesn't like playing in Germany as well. So he got a bit of stick, and I think he's well within his rights to give a bit of banter back. It is just banter. And I mean, the media are just taking it too far. Should he do this? Should he do that? He's well within his rights to have a go back and have a pop.
Cheers, Alan. Thank you very much. George, a Southampton fan, but he wants to talk about the darts. What do you want to say?
I just think it's all been blown out of proportion like the other callers have said. I think we've all said something in the heat of the moment as an 18-year-old you come to live and regret. But as I said, everyone needs a villain in darts. You look at Stephen Bunting, he's been the hero for the last year, 18 months. If you go on the toxic world of Twitter, you'll see how much hate he's got.
Yeah, I saw that the other week, actually. It was a bit strange, that.
And then if the PDC want to look after him as he's the main star, why did they get one of his heroes around that have had the same attention at a young age? I know he's a big Man U fan, so why did they try and reach out to Wayne Rooney just to try and give him some pearls of wisdom that he's got?
Cheers, George. Thank you very much. 03717223344. Thank you very much for everyone who's getting in touch with that. Still got quite a lot of calls coming in. The darts returns over on talkSPORT 2 this lunchtime with the evening session on the talkSPORT app. Luke Littler into the final 8 after his victory yesterday. Is day 17 of the World Darts Championship. Darts on the radio. It shouldn't work, but it really does. Ian Danter, Mark Wilson, Chris Mason, the rest of the team, absolutely terrific at bringing you all the flavour from Ali Pally. We haven't done darts together for a long time, have we? We went to Bournemouth a little while ago, didn't we?
Was that when we were sat near Gaza?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, a few years ago now. Listen, you got invited, didn't you, by BetMGM to the final?
Yeah, but
the Premier League. You didn't turn up. Had to take Dean Ashton in your place.
Where was I? I was at Frankfurt for a Tottenham game, I think.
Maybe. Well, we got the invite again, I understand. I'm off to Brighton with BetMGM, and I think we've got the invite for the O2 as well when the Premier League comes
I want to go
around.
to Manchester, actually, for once. I need to find out the date for that. So, yeah, we'll try and do it this year. But it is a fantastic event. It's great fun. That's what it's all about, and that's why I suppose you don't want to overreact too much about these sort of situations because you want it to be fun. But clearly, if you're Luke Littler or Stephen Bunting, who was quite emotional himself earlier in the tournament when he was getting stick, that you do feel it.
Yeah. But that's part and parcel of the sport now. So, if you don't like the heat, get out of the kitchen. I mean, Gerwyn Price gets it more than anyone else when it comes to World Championships.